Hello everyone, and welcome to Fleet Plays Rule the Waves 3. Again. Now, as I'm sure some of you may know, we had a bit of a bittersweet conclusion. Sadly, in the last episode. We managed to, win, quote-unquote, the war with Imperial Japan, but it was a bittersweet victory. For the loss of capital ships, men, and the victories that we achieved, for all that effort, we got nothing. We got a victory, quote-unquote, that wasn't really worth the price we paid for it. And as such, I have to now consider what comes next for the Imperial Russian Navy. Well, the first thing we need to do is finish the wartime building program. The new Russian light carriers, the war-build destroyers, and Russia's new corvettes. Then I want to thoroughly reorganize the fleets. And perhaps drag in the Sisoi Velikis for conversion to a class of aircraft carrier, although I'm just going to test the feasibility of such a conversion now. It wants to give them 3-inch guns. I don't think that's really viable. I think 4-inch weapons are far better as a concept. Will it allow any higher speed? Without at least 8 6-inch guns? Are you kidding? Well, in that case, then, we'll carry 8 6-inch guns, and then we'll basically have to carry a bunch of 3-inch guns scattered across the ship for AA work, along with the vessel's AA guns. I'm just going to position some of those AA guns further forward a bit, just so that they don't interfere with some of the other guns on the ship. It is mildly annoying, but we can make do. "44 aircraft. It's better than our light carriers, and it will give us, for a fairly cheap cost, a fairly effective ship. I'm half tempted to bulge them, and then make up the loss in speed. Of course, the 3-inch guns can be the 6-inch guns can be replaced later on. That's not really a problem. Honestly, I'm actually kind of happy with that. "14 months. And it would be a good life extension for the Sisoi Velikis. It would also fit with some of our slower carriers. Yeah, I approve. Of course, those conversions will only happen once the Ganguts are in service, and I can justify pulling the Sisoi Velikis out for repairs. Well, not repairs, sorry, for refit. I can afford the tension increase. Yes, I'll happily mention that to the Tsar. It means I can actually start work on one of the Ganguts again. Yes, I will happily accept a new float plane. It should have range and reliability, since it's a naval patrol aircraft, not a strike asset. No, we will not build any Admiral Gorshkovs yet. Yes. I will buy that. Our airships have been doing quite well, so I will not be getting rid of them. What I will do is I will be building some air bases on Hokkaido. Because the utility of such assets was made abundantly clear to me. And given where some of our actions were fought in the Russo-Japanese wars that have happened previously, having air bases at Chenpo and Gensan are not a bad idea. In regards to... we've not had any actions in the Baltic, so it's not very surprising. We've got air bases already in the Mediterranean. I'm fairly happy with things as they stand right now. Two corvettes commissioned into the fleet. I will actually demand that the guilty are brought to justice, because it was probably the Austrians. Yeah, that's not surprising. The Austro-Hungarians and the Japanese are tightening their belts against everyone else, considering how badly we pasted them in the last war. More corvettes being commissioned? Oh, thank you. I will happily buy that, thank you. Carriers will be commissioned soon. Of course, a fascist coup has taken place in Japan. That's really not surprising. After the beating they've been given, it's not surprising they would turn to an ultra-nationalist government to try and reclaim Japan's rightful place in the world, as they no doubt see it. I'll send a gunboat. I'm not willing to raise tensions over some squabble in our African holdings. I'm not so desperate. Yes, I would. Honestly? Yeah, dive bombers, torpedo bombers. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yes, I will be very careful in how the budget is raised. I'm not suicidal, after all. And there we go. Yes, I will happily tell him to be punished as hard as can be done so. So we've got our two new carriers, which actually gives us 4 carriers of 31 knots, even if they are light carriers. The Minsk class as well are in service. The Zemchugs, the modern destroyers, are also entering the fleet now. And I need to consider exactly what I'm going to do. I'm half tempted to build a new small destroyer to replace the 1,000-tonners. A new unit that can be built in fairly sizable numbers. Can we have dual guns on destroyers yet? Yes, we can. Excellent. Well, that makes this even easier. So I want to blanket replace all of our older destroyers. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. Naval patrols, fighters, medium bombers. Perfect. That's all we need, but they don't have to be incredibly large air bases. Let me see. What have the French got? Most of their battleships are either their treaty ships or their older vessels. They're building some new battle cruisers. They've still got the Nantes lying around. They've built some new large carriers. And apparently they've got a CVL that weighs 29,000 tons. Which can't be right. The information must be wrong there. Well, we'll soon deal with it, I guess, and we'll see what it has to do with it. Austria, again, they've got the one off Tyrol. The Zarini. They've got that carrier of theirs. They've got the Budapest, which has been joined by a new carrier. The Krakow. And 2 light carriers. Cormorant and Condor. Relations. France is allied to Japan. Japan is allied to Austria. Germany is allied to no one. What about the German fleet? It's got far more battleships, but most of them are old. Much older vessels. And most of their tonnage in battleships is actually taken up by treaty-era ships of dubious quality. That changes with the Nassau. Even then, though, she's a fast battleship with light guns. Although the Hindenburgs are far more worrying in terms of what they are. I think we'll go towards a war with Germany. Because, like it or not, they'd probably come for one with us. Let's return our fleet home. All the valuable assets, anyway. There we go. Perfect. Two modern destroyers. No thank you, US. That's quite a steep price for that. Yes, I will have a new modern fighter, please. Maneuverability and firepower. Please, those are what I want in my new fighter aircraft. Oh, no one's here this time. It's rare, actually. It's the first Rule the Wave stream I've had where people haven't shown up. It's strange that, but oh well. Never mind, you can't have it all. No matter how much you might want to. So, I need to move our modern cruisers from the Baltic into the North Sea. Into Northern Europe, because it is Northern Europe that will decide whether or not we are blockaded. The German fleet has actually a lot of modern heavy cruisers of the treaty type. Most of them armed with 8-inch guns, although some of the earliest ones in the form of Lutzow were armed with 9-inch guns. They've got some old cruisers built during the treaty period. They seem to have really picked on one with the Darmstadt, which are their first modern cruisers. And then the Rostocks that followed after them, which seem to be anti-aircraft cruisers. And their post-treaty light cruiser, which is that. The Peterstrasse-class carriers are purpose-built monsters. And they've got a bunch of one-off light carriers, presumably converted from armoured cruisers. And then a few purpose-built carriers. Oh, good lord, the British have completed the Africa. What a horrible thought that is. And I will point out that if we are going to be fighting in the Baltic, which we probably will be, then building air bases in the Baltic is fairly vital. How are the Gangets coming along? Quite well, actually. They're more than a match for new German construction. Yes. Oh, wow, we've moved to build highway systems. The railways are mature. Let's build highway systems. The Imperial Russian State Highway. Oh, bulbous bow. That's going to make building fast battleships so much easier. No, it's inferior in every way apart from toughness to our current Barrier B of 91s. So no. Since the ability to reach out and touch enemy carriers from beyond the range at which they can reach out and touch us. Honestly, I will actually do that. I will procure put a medal on him, because that might bring tensions with Britain down. It also sends quite a clear signal. Oh, and the Imperial have improved the torpedo bomber yet again. Excellent, excellent. Handle that discreetly and quietly. Want to lower forces with the... Okay, so make an improved speed, better range, cruising speed. Ooh, the Yakovlev Yak 101 is fairly maneuverable, fairly tough, has good firepower, has long range. Yeah, the Yak 101 is a clear winner there. Yakovlev is cooking. Yeah, it's too close to the tensions are too high. And to tell you the God's honest truth, I'm not ready for a war yet. No, we will handle their own troubles. That will bring tensions down a bit. Well, I think it's time for us to start building the Admiral Gorshkovs. They are, by some metric, some of the largest and heaviest armed battleships in the world. Although their armor scheme is somewhat unconventional. It was a sacrifice made to toughness and firepower, toughness and reliability. Then we will expand the air bases in the Baltic states. I'm aware. Now we build railroads instead. So, bring the Sisoi Velikis home. They can sit in the Baltic for now. Until such a time as I need them. Zemchugs are currently in the Baltic, and I think I will actually bring most of the Zemchugs home to the Baltic. And we'll give them a quick refit. Probably turn them into anti-aircraft cruisers if we can. And leave Northern Europe in the hands of our very capable light cruisers. I think what I will do is I will bring... I'll bring Smolensk. So I'll bring the 2 Smolensk class carriers home as well to the Baltic. And the older destroyers will also slot into the Baltic as well, probably with some refits when I can find the capital. Keep the first 5-inch armed destroyers in the Russian fleet in Northeast Asia for now. And the Burzhevsky class can go to work in Northern Europe. Because again, Northern Europe is what matters. If they can't blockade us in Northern Europe, they can't blockade us, period. The Vestniks are around now. This is good. Got the new carriers that are working up in the northern fleet, so they're actually fairly capable uniform vessels. That means they can form a full carrier division. There's the Novgorod class again. They're fast ships. Probably will actually put them into the Baltic for now. Just to keep the Tsar happy while I build up the rest of my strength. Oh yes, deck parking. Very nice. It's the 40s now. No thank you, I need to husband my resources while I work on constructing a... Oh, yes! Absolutely, I love it when that happens. Yeah, we'll buy the company, build the best rangefinders in the world. No thank you, that costs far too much. First, the Gangets is coming in, and she'll be replaced on the slips by the next Admiral Gorshkov. Indeed, we will be very careful in how we... Yes, okay, I think that's because they're upgraded now. We've got our new fighters. And that brought tensions down and gave me budget to work with. Keep the appearance of being reasonable, but don't agree to anything binding. Good. Much talk, no concrete results. I am building the new future of the Russian Navy here, and I cannot and will not let it... yeah, the sacrifice in toughness is worth it for... actually, that's a good... Yeah, that's a good middle ground. Hey, MiG, giving us more naval patrol aircraft. Good job, MiG. Well done. Make the agent a national hero. Really stick one over on the Japanese. Yeah, we're having yard delays now. Okay, Gangets in the Navy. Lay down the next Admiral Gorshkov. Some of the oldest ships, I can take the prestige, but I can take the prestige hit, but I need the money. I need the money to fund the blanket replacement of the older destroyers in the fleet. With our new destroyers. Bloody hell! What the heck is the USA playing at? What is that thing? Jesus H. Tap dancing Christ, that's a monster! Good lord. 60,000 tons of battleship. Good god. The Italians are building something even quite large as well. Are the French? No, the French aren't. The Germans are considering it. They've got the Leipzigs in service now, and they're building something at 50,000 tons. We need to expand our dockyards. I might actually buy in a very, very large US capital ship. Good lord, look at it. It's a monster. No, I don't think I will yet. So Spain has gone fascist. That's not very surprising. Probably to try and hold her empire together. Yes, the Germans have more capital ships than us for now, but that won't last very long. If I increase the guns to triples and drop them down to our excellent 16-inch guns... There we go. I love the way that looks. That's really quite nice. She's still too... Oh wow, that's a more solid immune zone than I thought. That's a far more solid immune zone than I thought. That's actually really quite impressive. That gives me a ship that, despite being smaller than the German vessels, can probably stand up to them. Of course, Tsar Nicholas II, who is still probably alive by this point. Maybe he isn't alive, I'm not sure. Okay, Great Britain has granted independence. Get the proposal watered down. We will build a new dive bomber. It should be tough and it should be reliable. Has anyone shown up yet? No, sadly not. Night air operations. I may actually denounce Austria-Hungary. I may... Oh, nice. Surface search radar. No gunnery radar yet, but it will make night actions a lot better. Well, it's time to start taking the Sisoi Velikis in hand for conversion to carrier. 2 at a time. Oh, good lord, the French and the Italians are knocking 7 bells out of each other. Oh, good lord. These ships are slow. The war horses that won us the war in... if we replace their machinery, what can we squeeze out of them? We can squeeze 25 knots out of them. Or 24 knots, sorry. And we could upgrade their main guns. Yeah, problem is upgrading the main guns costs an arm and a leg. Wait, dual-purpose 6-inch guns? Are you having a joke? Nope, apparently they are not. Well, that's definitely an interesting idea. Move the Imperatsaya Ekaterinas into the Baltic. And move the first pair of Gangets up to Northern Europe. Basically, the most capable units were in the Northern Fleet, whereas the Baltic Fleet has mostly reserve vessels and weaker ships. Basically down to the very simple premise that, oh, we've also got our submarines! And we'll move half of our coastal boats to Northern Europe, to be ready for war there. The rest will remain in the Baltic. We will back our ally unconditionally. As I suspected, the Germans were the ones that got riled up. And the thing is, when the next Gangut is commissioned, it won't be a Admiral Gorshkov that replaces it on the slips, it will be a Kronstadt. To inject some badly needed new blood into our battleships. We will very carefully increase our naval budget. Yes, the lives of our pilots are very important. And I will lay down another Kronstadt. Here's the thing, Germany. Okay. Maneuverability. So you're a good middle ground, because you're quite maneuverable and you're quite tough. Petliakov has a reputation for building fairly reliable aircraft. Thing is, Germany, my naval budget is smaller than yours, and trust me when I say this, you do not want to be that guy. Admiral Nakhimov has finished working up. Social... Well, maybe the charities can do something. We've not got very much unrest at all. There we go. Improved destroyers again. So, lay down another... No, we're alright for now. We need a period where we have a high... So, we've got 4 battleships building, and that's fine. And then what I'll do is I'll eat up half of that budget building more Boyki-class destroyers. Some of our older ships. Again, I have prestige to burn. I need the budget. I'll... Yeah, give me another Admiral Gorshkov, please. If you want peace, arm for war, spend more on the Navy. I will build dockyards, please. Then you need to put money back into the Navy's coffers for now. 3 ships have finished their working up. We've improved cap effectiveness. This is good. No one's here today. Maybe something else is happening. I don't know. Never mind, I'm sure I'll get comments after the fact. That's alright, though. Aerial depth charges. Hey! Fantastic. That is very useful. More Boyki-class ships. The first 2 Sisway Veliki rebuilds are nearly done. 22 knots, it's okay. They're designed to stick with the battle fleet, so it's not too bad. And they can probably be rebuilt with a power plant to get them back up to 24 knots, so it's not too bad. There we go. It also gives me... It also gives me improved... Yeah, let's bring tension down for now. I need to go... I want to get through some of my naval building program. If possible. So, Gorshkovs are coming down the line. This is all very good. Kronstadts are on the way. No. Honestly, Germany, if you want to go and get colonies, you go and get colonies. So I can take them off you during the war. We will back our ally unconditionally because it should be okay. Yes, it is. Good. Right, okay. So then I want a 4th Admiral Gorshkov to give me a 4-ship class. Move the Gangerts from the Baltic to Northern Europe. And then... I want to spend a bit of money improving naval bases in northern Russia. There we go. Increased cap effectiveness. Okay, the Austrians and the Italians are knocking 7 bells out of each other. That's not surprising. The Germans have completed the Zathringian, which is their super ship. Yeah, she's fairly powerful, but she's fairly weakly protected. And they've built some Stendhal-class battlecruisers, which are smaller versions of the Hindenburgs, I think, that sacrifice speed to retain a lot of the same... Yeah, that makes sense to me. Our ships are smaller than everyone else's, but they are very economically designed and built. Oh, beautiful. Whoever that spy was, give him a medal. Give him a medal. I have been dying to get my hands on some 18-inch guns. Yes. So I want toughness and maneuverability in my torpedo bombers. Thank you. So. Okay, well, that's actually fairly quite straightforward. Well, the Gorshkovs will come out with electro-optical directors, which is actually quite good. Radar-assisted gunnery. Okay, there we go. The Gorshkovs are coming down the line. I now need to think what's going to replace them on the slipways. No, I won't, because in 4 turns I will have even larger yards, and then I can really start thinking about what I'm going to do next. There we go. Improved bombers. Yes, please. Thank you. So, in terms of... what has Spain got? One treaty battleship left, and they seem to have focused on retaining their Catalonia-class their Pedro de Ebra Carlos, the class battle cruisers, and they've got some of their treaty battle cruisers as well. They've got some cruisers that they're building, and some very powerful light cruisers. They've got a single carrier. Yeah, the Spanish are in a really bad way right now. They're not having a good time, bless them. I didn't realize we'd had a crisis. There you go, though. No, please do not blow up one of the German capital ships at anchor. No! Stop! Yes, absolutely. This is a matter of national prestige. Give them double that amount. Oh, damn it. Ah, well. Build some more Boikis. Like I say, they're good destroyers. They're relatively reliable. They're fairly good-looking ships. I can have 2 battle squadrons. There we go. 2 new destroyers. It is no doubt due to the meddling of Germany. Blame the Germans. It always works. Okay, so we've got a war warning. That's not ideal, but we can make it work. With that in mind, give me the Zemchugs. I want an engine replacement. I want to squeeze 30 knots out of them. And I want to get them to have 5-inch guns in dual turrets. Which will be dual purpose. And have them land their torpedo tubes so they can actually get the speed they'll need to keep up with some of the ships in the region. Yes, please. I will pay for all of those ships to go in for a 10-month rebuild right now, because I'll need them for work in the Baltic. Because we are at a war warning. So... that works, and that is funny to me. So, the Borodino class battleship, which is a middle ground between the Admiral Gorshkovs and the ships that came before them. Oh yeah, we are at a war warning with the Germans. Get the Sisoi Velikis out of the Baltic into the Northern Fleet, please. Of course, the Germans are allied to the Japanese. Okay. Japan has a bunch of its old ships and the battle cruiser Akagi, so all I really need to do is send the older Grengams out to the Far East. Keep the Nizhny Novgorods in, and keep the... Any German Mediterranean possessions? Nope, so the Mediterranean is fine. That's fine. Move the Nizhny Novgorods to Northern Europe. Our new modern destroyers can stay in the Baltic. Our older 29 knotters will stay in Northeast Asia. Move most of our corvettes to Northern Europe to defend convoys. Actually, I get the Sisoi Velikis making turns to Northeast Asia. Sapphire class are holding the line there. The Izmaruds are torpedo cruisers and are still serviceable. We've got the Gangets. Gorshkovs are coming down the line. And just in time for the war as well. I am fine with the Yakovlev Yak 109. Yes, please. New float plane. Range and reliability. It's a float plane scout. It doesn't need to be this. Yes, please. There we go. Thank you. Work up those carriers and then we'll send them out to the Far East. That way they might be slow, but they have more than enough to I can't afford to build the Borodinos right now. Gotta get the Gorshkovs finished. If I can get the Gorshkovs finished, I'll have a core of 8 fast battleships. Which will run absolutely rampant over the German fleet. And they know it as well. Like, if the Admiral Gorshkovs get finished as a 4-ship unit, that is gonna be all sorts of problems for them. that is gonna be all of the problems, all of the time. Oh, bloody hell, protests are arising. Okay. This does not fit in with our requirements. Yeah, we need to either have a war, or we need to have... Again, the Americans are... I'll take the prestige increase, please, because if I go to war with Germany, I'll go to war with Japan, so... Not too bothered there. Yes, please. No, thank you, Austria. I need the money I have right now. Yes. Hey, the airships are good. Yep, I'm aware. I'm hoping to give back to the, enables jet aircraft on carriers. Excellent. Okay, so let me bring Admiral Gorshkov in to... So let me just bring her in to very quickly get a fire control fit. Because that way at least the... No, thank you. None of them have the same range as our current float plane scout. But that one has the closest range to it. Okay, we've just been given a massive injection of capital. Why? What I'm going to use it for is I'm going to bring the old war horses in. Bulge 'em. Make their 6-inch guns dual purpose. And also give them 3-inch mounts as well. And add medium AA guns to them. I won't improve their main guns, however. It's a risk with war so near with Germany, but I think it's worth the risk. If necessary, the Gorshkovs can hold down the fort. Yes. Again, same thing, range and reliability. Okay, so we're building these. What's to follow the Kronstadts? I think we drop down to singles. And we crank the guns up to 18s. Problem is that gives us that. It's a nice looking ship, I grant you. I don't like it. Honestly, if I stick with the current setup that we have with Kronstadt, will it let me get away with 18-inch guns? It will if I do that layout. Okay. It might not be able to resist its own guns, but it will at least be able to throw down a metric butt-ton of ass-whooping on opposing ships. With actually... Oh, yep, sorry, of course. Electro-optical director, thank you. There we go. Like, make no mistake, the Gorshkovs are monsters. No, we will not let ourselves be dragged in. Yes, actually. Prestige and tension. Reduction. Yes, okay. Okay, we're off the war warning with Germany. That was very, very close. Yes, we should consider modest social programs even if it affects the military budget. Conservatives! I'm aware, Your Imperial Majesty, however, the Baltic Fleet's battleships are currently being repaired. You'll have to give me time. There we go. Lay down Kerch. And then once one of the Kronstadts is done, we'll have another one to follow them, which means we'll have 2 two-ship battlecruiser classes. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, so the Gangets are in service. The first 2 Gorshkovs are in. They can hold down the Baltic for now. And no one's here. Wow. It's rare. No one's actually here for Rule the Waves. It's a shame. Never mind. I got forced lubrication. Oh, you sons of bitches! Okay, it's war. Prize rules on submarines, please. To get the oldest of our destroyers doing ASW work, please. Get the corvettes doing anti-submarine work, please. Thank you. And, well, here we are, folks. And the Sisoi Velikis need to make a dash for Northeast Asia. Our modern cruisers are ready. The Gorshkovs can hold down the Baltic until the Ekateriners are rebuilt. The Kronstadts are nearly finished. Honestly, I'm fairly happy with where we are in terms of against the Germans. They have a bigger fleet than us, but our fleet's much better organised than theirs is. And we have by far more submarines than they do. They've moved their entire fleet into support. This may not be ideal. I want the Gorshkovs available before I went into stuff like this, but I don't really have a choice. No matter what I might want to do. All of our modern cruisers. A fair chunk of our modern destroyers. Everything we've got in the region is around. We're operating near our own air bases, so that's something. Shikovs have surface search radar, don't they? Yeah, improved search radar. So, nothing picked up on radar yet. Increase speed to 20 knots. Anybody seen anything? Okay, so we've got something apparently spotted. If it is there, we'll pick it up on radar soon. Enemy aircraft. Me-313s. Those look old. Those look very old. She's been hit by a dud. She's okay. Oh, good. So, if I can only find the unknown radar contact. This is it, boys. Increase to battle speed. Here they come. Our guns are pre-sighted. And we're opening up with the big 16s. Pity the Admiral Gorshkovs aren't here. One thing is, provided it's not the German battle cruisers, I can disengage at will. I'm now going to do to these gentlemen what the Japanese did to me. I can engage them at will, and if I want to, if the situation is not to Russia's advantage, I can just withdraw at 26 knots and there's nothing their battleships can do. None of them are fast enough to catch me. And any of them that are fast enough to catch me die to the Gangots. Wish I knew where those carriers were. But we have no reconnaissance information. No knowledge of where they are at all. It's a very heavy force that's quite heavily concentrated, but again, I have made the transition to the Fast Battleship. The Germans have simply not done so. If I had gunnery radar, I'd be tearing them a new arsehole. Sadly, I don't have gunnery radar. And seemingly neither do they. It's annoying, but it's what it is. Well, we've met them and we've made a showing of it. I've done all that is required of me by honour. Nothing more needs to be done. Without the Kronstadts to back them up, things aren't looking very good. The Baltic, we're not blockaded. That's the good thing. That's the very good thing here. Yep. That was the entire German fleet. So that was fair. We met them, we engaged them, we forced them off. That's all that needed to happen, really. Yep, that's not surprising that they have done that. I'm really not bothered. Japan's budget is barely more than Spain's. They only have 3 carriers in the Far East. And though admittedly they're bigger than mine, I'm fairly confident that the crews of the Sisoi Veliki class carriers will be more than adequate. Oh, we're blockaded. That's not good. And again, it's Northern Europe that the blockade lies in. It always does. Or is it the Baltic we're blockaded in? No, it's not. Well, there's only one thing for it. We need to break those ships out to Northern Europe quickly to help break the blockade. How are you telling me I can't move ships to Northern Europe to break the blockade because they're in the Baltic? Is that what you're telling me? Well, in that case then, if I have local superiority, I'm going to invade German possessions. There we go. There. Good. Okay, so we're here to the west of Russia. We've got our battle cruisers way off to the south. Our carriers are close with it. Okay, our carriers need to move, and they need to move now. Search pattern is out to the west. Our battle cruisers need to crank up to about 25 knots and go west as well. Get the battleships up to 20 knots. Battle action is probably imminent. Let me just... As usual, maximum cap, two-phase search, and a night search, please. I need to know what's out there. If I don't find anything, I'm... One battle cruiser, one battleship. Course that away. Okay. Alright. Let's get our torpedo bombers ready. Your targets are battleships. And please do coordinate the strike. Yep. I'm very ready to take that risk. Carrier Division 3, give me a mixed torpedo bomber and naval bomber strike, and give me some escorts. I didn't find anything. I didn't think they would, to be fair. Just seems like it wasn't just the engagement wasn't to be. It seems. Ah well, never mind. It's not too big of a deal. It's annoying, but well, that's how a lot of these battles go. In this transitional period before airborne radar, it's how the battles go. Whoa! Okay, so the enemy knows where our carriers are. That means we need to crank them up to 31 knots and run northwards. As fast as we can. I will admit, our crews are just absolutely going ham out there with their torpedo evasion. Just absolutely incredible. Well done, boys. Well done. Run eastwards at 31 knots. We've no idea where they came from. There we go. They have failed to decisively bring my fleet to battle. Too bad for them. Good lord, that's incredible range. Well, unrest is coming down, that's good. I want to have as high intel as I can. Talon's got condenser trouble. It's annoying. Tendra's also has been hit, but she'll be alright. The problem is getting the Gorshkovs out to the fleet that needs them, the Northern Fleet. Won't let me because I'm blockaded. Oh, thank God, a chance to nobble some German capital ships. Finally! Excellent! Bloody hell! I don't like this. Several battleships and supporting forces. That tells me nothing. And again, night action. This tells me sweet bugger all. Okay, so 5 battleships and a battle cruiser on that course. Let's get our capital ships in there and let's investigate. Let's move our carriers northwards at 20 knots. Just so that they're not completely vulnerable. Then move north with our fleet at a parallel course. Gotta find something. Surely. Why are they not launching? Okay, just launch a search, please. Please launch a search. Okay, so their aircraft can find me just fine, but I can't find them. Oh. Okay. Turn for home. How is Gangut? She'll be fine. She's got a good torpedo defense system. Okay, apparently Carrier Division 2 has been spotted by enemy aircraft. Well, in that case, then, we need to be... Because why are we not launching scout aircraft? This is the thing I don't get. Why are they launching scouts, but we are not launching scouts? Why are we not? You were ordered to conduct a night search. Conduct a night search. What? Where? On which ships? That's not good. That is not the ship I wanted to get a radar contact on. Right. I need to scramble everything. And I mean everything. Let's try and bring our battleships into the action, if we can. Well, we know they're there. Question is, do they know we're here? If they don't... Oh, bloody hell. They have gunnery radar. And we don't. Arrgh! Apparently our fighters have found something. It's so annoying. Okay, so what do we have? Bunch of German stragglers. Oh, that would have been a chance to catch some of their very valuable light carriers, possibly. And to the north is their main battle fleet. And their carriers and battle cruisers. Oh. Are you kidding me? Are you actually having a laugh? They just nicked off with Northern Russia. I have no fleet bases in Northern Russia, and I can't move my fleet. They just captured Northern Russia. They just captured Northern Russia. But I thought, according to the game, that the things of value 12 cannot be invaded. Then how have they invaded Northern Russia? How have they done that? That's my Northern Fleet port's gone. I do not have an Atlantic fleet. I basically am blockaded now and will be blockaded into submission. There is nothing I can do. That's fair, game. That's fair. It's just... That's hilarious. Let's try and find some merchant targets, shall we? Okay, that's probably a merchant vessel. Yep, okay, that was probably a merchant. Okay, so let's find me some more merchant contacts, if you please. Careful, we don't want to be engaged by an enemy land installation, that's not what we want. Let's continue our unknown radar contact. Excellent. That is probably another merchant ship. Yep, I think it is. Or is that the... Please tell me that's the damaged cruiser on its way home. Nope, it's a large merchant. But a victory for Russia is a victory for Russia. Yippee. Come on. Find me some more radar traffic. Oh, that's not good. This is not a good place to be right now. We need to get out of here. Getting into a daylight fight with those boys is not what we want to do. Nope. Oh. Okay, our aircraft are dive bombing their ships. And I think we found... Yep. The prize we needed. An enemy merchant ship. Nice! My decision to invest in naval aviation... Glide bombs? Bloody hell, okay, our medium bombers using glide bombs now. Oh my goodness. Good lord. Okay, my land-based aviation has precisely 0 chill. That is actually incredibly funny. My air bases in the Baltic have just decided that they're going to... They chose violence this morning. Wow, that was a pair of... That was a pair of battleships at sea? Where were they? Where are they? Back to port, I assume. Probably because they got glide bombed. Victory! Hey! Yep. Oh, you fucking kid. Yep. There's nothing I can do. I can't move them. Because, yeah, I mean, can they make for Northeast Asia? Apparently they can. Okay. Actually, can they strike into the Baltic? No. Well, in that case, then, all the ships from the fleet need to go to Northeast Asia. Everything in Northern Europe needs to immediately make full steam for Northeast Asia. And what I'll do is I'll bring the hammer down on Japan's head. Again! Oh, now Germany's blockaded. What? Okay, cruiser action against the Japanese. That's some of our older cruisers. Yeah, we'll accept that. Attack enemy ships in general, please. Unknown radar contact. I bet you that's Japanese battle cruisers. It isn't. Ah, but the Japanese are forgetting. I have always had very good torpedoes and very, very brave destroyers willing to use them. And you really don't want to be getting into torpedo range with me. Because this happens. Yep. Yeah, that's what happens when you try and just casually get into torpedo range with the Russian Navy. We will just casually yeet torpedoes at you, and you are not gonna like the consequences there. Also, these girls may be old, but those 6-inch guns still pack a wallop. You entered this with more modern light cruisers, specifically modern anti-aircraft, sort of Alaska-esque cruisers, and you've left it missing one of them, because the old girls just surprised you with a torpedo hit, and that was that. That is honestly kind of funny, and I am laughing hysterically at it. I'm just very pleased. That's hilarious. So, it looks like to beat the Germans, we've got to wallop Japan. Again! Why is it that... Ganget's been interned in a port in Europe because of her damage. So, that's annoying. But she'll be back after the war at least, and she can't be offered as a war prize, so that's something. And again, that's another victory against Japan. Laughs in. Just like, I could do this with obsolete cruisers from 1910s. Like, what does that say? This is annoying. Still, we get more. Apparently we're blockaded in the Baltic. Even though it's not the Baltic, it's Northern Europe. I can't break that blockade. What I can do is start building long-range submarines. One battleship, 4 armoured cruisers, 1 light cruiser for 400 VP? No, I'm not going to do it. Enemy destroyer raid. That's where all of our modern destroyers are. You know that, right? Germany. That's not... This is not the fight you want to... This is not the fight you want to take, especially not this near to my airfield in Revel. This is really not the fight you want to take, Germany. This really is not the fight you want to take. There's no point. The Germans will show up with destroyers, I'll show up with destroyers, we'll exchange a bit of gunfire, and we'll leave. That's what happens! I'm sorry. And it's probably far better to let my aircraft do the talking, actually, since they have glide bombs now and other bits and bobs. Okay, we found... So a naval strike package is taken off to probably attempt to find the Germans. Don't know whether it will. Hopefully it will. I mean, they're operating in a Baltic Sea covered by Russian aircraft. I really hope one of them finds something. Apparently not. Oh! Oh, they glide bombed. Nothing. Honestly, yeah, we're in trouble. We can't break the blockade. We basically need to... Yeah, this... Yeah, this is not good. We need to basically deal with this as a concept, but the problem is we can't, because the Northern Fleet base has been annexed by the Germans, so I have no way to base a fleet in Northern Europe. Yeah, and the French might join as well, which means I'm under blockade and I need to seek peace, because as I've said multiple times in this series, if I get a communist revolution, that's the game over. If I fall to a communist revolution for whatever reason, then it's game over. And I lose my head, quite literally. Oh yeah, we have radar fire control. Right. Okay, I'm going to save this here, and then we will come back to this next week, where we will fight... It was a war with Germany at first, but now, because Japan's in it, you know what it's time for? It's the Fourth Russo-Japanese War. Thanks, folks, for coming. Take care, and I will catch you